Today we're going to talk about those godlike prosecutors in Korea, the superheroes of the law who can turn you from defendant to captured with just a finger snap. Current President Yoon Seok-yeol used to be a prosecutor and like a supervillain. Not just the bad guys get caught, even the Samsung aircon. When the president starts being unjust, Park Geun-hye ends up floating away like a balloon. And those prosecutors, they wield a sword sharp enough to make power wobble. This film, the king is like a cat playing with a mouse while exposing the dark underbelly of Korean politics, pure internet scandal gold. He, the tail end of the class, was failing in school but a champion fights. He's basically a movie's anti-hero. In high school, challengers emerged, but with his fierce style, Tae-soo always won. Under Tae's arrogance lies his dad, the notorious bully, and suddenly he realizes what the real power game looks like. His dad gets scolded by a young guy without even armpit hair, begging for mercy. Turns out this kid is a prosecutor with all the power. This moment completely flips Tae's worldview. Fighting isn't everything. Those nerds are the real power players. From that day on, Tae decided to buckle down and become a law superhero. But in the next second, he falls asleep again. There's really a thin line between the slacker and the star student, sometimes just needing a breather. That day, Tae and his friends went rowing, only to discover that book knowledge becomes spunky. Here, the noisier it gets, the quicker he learns. Whether he's fighting or on the way to a fight, Tae never forgets his textbooks. That's what we call the war study method. As the number of tests continued to climb, Tae's progress soared like a rocket, shooting from the very bottom of the class to the top 10, to the extent that teachers mistakenly took his achievements as an example of cheating. Finally, Tae understands the real meaning of taking off the watch. Luckily, he retook the exam, giving himself the chance to prove his worth. In the end, Tae entered Seoul University Law School with top grades. What a classic comeback. Difficulty of the Korean bar exam is terrifying, with a pass rate of only 2.54%, making entrepreneurship seem like child's. The real-life model for the defender, Roh Moo-hyun, took 7 exams, and current President Yoon Seok-yeol took 9, while Tae pulled off his comeback in just 2 years. Finally, Tae became a prosecutor, rising from a fighter to a government official. He's a market star for sure. Then he meets a rich heiress. What a fairy tale. Her dad doesn't care about his background, as he once got fined 7 billion. On his first day, his father-in-law gifts a supercar. Thought it'd lead to success, but prosecutor works harder. 2 years later, Tae realizes the workload is dizzying. He's working harder than your average civil servant. But then a case changes. Tae's fate: a female student assaulted by her gym teacher, urgent as a 911 call. She's still a minor, yet the case ends in a settlement. Investigators warn Tae it's not simple. The teacher's dad is a congressman. Tae's mind is racing with questions. He's furious. Looking at that scoundrel, sitting across from Tae with no remorse. He's a total shameless clown. He even invites Tae for a tea next time. How nauseating. Tae is determined to stand up for the girl and rushes to her mom. She has mental issues. The poor kid got tricked, and the school covers it up. Unbelievable. Luckily, Tae finds classmates to testify together. They are a force to be reckoned with. The evidence is enough to lock up the scumbag teacher, but then senior Yang Dong-chul shows up and messes everything up. He's a big shot at Seoul University, skilled and renowned, but Tae once idolized him. What a fan moment. Yang Dong-chul takes Tae to a grand building. It's like a prosecutor's dreamland. Every case here can shake Korea. It's the real power spell. But Yang Dong-chul desires he to abandon the investigation. Why must one interfere with the affairs of the entire world in this grand scheme? Be a local prosecutor or a superstar among prosecutors. The power game's choice is real. That day, Tae applies for a 50 million won settlement, and his mom is counting like it's a never-ending story. On his first day in Seoul, Yang Dong-chul takes Tae to the prosecutor's secret base. It's thrilling. Tae reaches the peak of life, while mom seems to have lost her enthusiasm. Superpowers are coming. Whether internet celebs or stars, the guests here are the top players of the pyramid. The loudest is Minister Han. Tae read about Tae's in the spotlight. Minister Han passed the bar exam at 20, so breezy it's jaw-dropping. He's already a young mogul. When Yang Dong-chul introduces Tae to Han Kang-jik, Han merely smiles. It seems Tae doesn't even register. But then, That scoundrel teacher's there, introducing special services to Tae-soo. What luck? Tae feels extremely nauseated and decides to turn around and leave immediately. And just at that moment, Han Kang-jik's wine glass narrowly misses. His face truly an unexpected little twist in life, making one both laugh and cry. Oh my goodness, what a surprise. Scoundrel, scoundrel. Tae's face burns, not from embarrassment, but from a fiery disappointment inside. After all that hard work to become a prosecutor, wasn't it all for the ultimate power? Tae gets thoroughly woken up and embarks on a justice battle to uncover the truth for the girl. When justice and conscience are swallowed, all that's left is revelry. The night is just the beginning of the power game. After seeing Minister Han off, the gym teacher, instead of backing down, continues to provoke like a stubborn son, blocking Tae's way. What an irritating dark night indeed. Remember to subscribe.